Hey traders, this is Rick with Hit and Run Candlesticks. Today's date is Monday, March 28, 2022. Just a quick reminder before we get started looking at these charts that would really appreciate if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, absolutely free, no strings attached, and then click that bell. If you want to click that bell, what happens is you get notified of any new videos we post out, and you know, some things could be time sensitive, so click that bell. If you've already subscribed and you're not getting notified, just when you log in, you know, when you go to the YouTube channel, just look for that bell, click that bell, and then you'll start to be notified. Anyway, thanks everybody. Here in just a second, we're going to look at some charts. Appreciate it. Hey, good morning, everyone. How are we? How's everybody doing? Hope you had a great weekend. For those that don't know, Rick here. Hit Run Candlesticks. This is Monday. Are we ready for another great week? Good morning, Julie, John, Dan, Chip. How's everybody doing? Mark, Rafa, Joe. How you guys are? You know, it's last week I was in South Florida visiting some grandkids, and I want to thank everybody for allowing me to take some time off and do all that. I appreciate it. It was really nice. I'm back here at my big computer now, so we should be back to normal here. But again, I just want to reach out and say thank you to everybody. Okay, not much has changed. Not much has changed. Russia, Ukraine, still Russia up to their shenanigans. I understand that at the, what is it, the Oscars, they're now going to start slapping each other or something like that. Which really, I don't know, somebody told jokes about my wife. I guess I would too, so I'm all for that. What else do we have here? What else do we have? There was one more thing. Oh, yeah. Rates are going to go up. Well, so they say. The talk of the town is rates are going to go up 50 basis points multiple times this year. They might not. I personally have no clue, and well, neither do you. So here's what I think. I think we stick to the charts. That's what we're good at. Stick to the charts. They're either trending bullishly here, like this, trending bullishly, or they're trending bearishly, like this, or maybe they're just going sideways, like this. That's really, you know, that's really the only direction the market or charts go. Just three directions. So all you have to do is be able to recognize three directions. One of the easiest ways to do that is a chart like this right here. No price action on there. For God's sakes, take the price action off. Just look at the averages. I have three moving averages up here. I put this on a black background, different than our normal white background, because it really points out, I think it stands, the trend stands out a little more. You can clearly see here that we're in a downtrend. I use the Trendicator green, and red dots to give me trend. You can use anything that works for you the best. I like this right here. Many of my scans, I also might put a longer moving average. This is simply the 17 EMA is what it is, the red and green dots. And but many of my scans, I will put a longer moving average. I want it trending up for long or trending down for shorts. I will do that. The yellow line is our 3 EMA. We use this a lot in trap setups, the 3/8 trap. The white line is the T line. That's the 8 exponential moving average. And what I'm looking for here is something that shows me that we're trending. And when we get all three of those moving averages stacked up, for me, that's a trend. When they're stacked to the downside, that's a downside. So It really doesn't matter. It matters, and it will show up in the charts when it shows up in the charts. But as far as trading goes, outsized news, it's good to know this stuff, really. I mean, it is. It's good to know what's going on out in the world and things like that. You want to keep up with it. But when it comes to trading, there's only three directions that you need to follow. First direction's up, sideways, or down. And this is a terrific way to determine how we do that. You can do this in any time frame. This is the daily time frame. This is the weekly time frame. And you can see that the weekly time frame is not quite bullish, not according to these moving averages. We'll look at a chart with price action on it here in a moment. You can see that that's pretty darn bullish, isn't it? And now that we've turned red, now this is my rules. Important for every trader to have their trading rules and design a trading strategy around your rules. Okay. We'll talk a bit more about that this week, maybe. So you can see based on the rules that I use as far as a trend goes, we're not quite on the weekly chart a bullish trend. If we look at the daily chart, we can see that our weekly chart, excuse me, we can see that we've kind of turned as far as price action goes. We can see a little bit of a turn there. We can see the price action. So what it is price has turned up, but the moving averages haven't turned up yet. And that's something you're going to see all the time. Price always leads moving averages. Doesn't matter whether you're going up or going down or going sideways. Price always leads. That's why it's important that we learn how to look at price and figure out what it's telling us. So right here on the weekly, we are back above the 50-period moving average. The T line is back above the 50-period moving average. Our Trendicator has turned green. As far as price action goes, we're looking pretty good here. Right in here. Excuse me 1 second. I apologize. I had to sneeze. I covered the mic. I couldn't get everything turned off in time. So I do apologize. Good morning, everybody. I think this 457.70 area is going to be pretty important up here where these two long wicks are. We can go to the daily chart and you can see where it is on the daily chart. So about this 457.70, that's going to be pretty important. Right now, we're running up pretty nice. We've had a little pullback a few days ago, and now it looks like we're trying to get up there anyway. Right now, I see no reason why we can't get up there. As we approach this area up here, I will do my absolute best to be prepared for a possible failure. A failure does not necessarily mean stock trading is going to die as you know it. Okay, doesn't mean that. Could this trigger a little pullback? Maybe retest the 200-period moving average, maybe even retest the 50-period moving average? Absolutely. Could absolutely do that. And if you go look at any, every, and all charts that you have ever looked at from the day you started trading, you will notice that all trends, doesn't matter if it's bullish or bearish, have pullbacks for a bullish chart or pull-ups for a bearish chart. So really, I'm not going to get too excited about this unless we really break that 50-period moving average. Then I will. We want to monitor our longs. We want to be careful if we do start coming down, because if you've been making money all through this area like this, one bad trade that you just don't pay attention to could kill all of that. So be very, very, stay on your toes for that sort of thing, okay? All right, so take a look at IWM real quick. IWM, different keyboard here. So IWM is moving up. Let's get rid of all that. We're going to start a new week, so we'll start it all over again. IWM has put in a very nice base, I have to admit. I've really been ugly about IWM. You know, we call it a dog in here, and it still is. It really, to me, it still is. But I have to respect what it's doing, and what I mean by that is, say right through here, just these tops right in there. I have to respect this consolidation that it's doing all through here. I have to respect that. A low, we've got a higher low, we've got highs. This is constructing a bottom. And now what's happening is we've broken out of that construction. It's not real straight, but you see what I mean. It's broken out, and here we've rallied up and we've pulled back to what I think is one of the absolute best two strategies that I've ever run across. And that does not mean this is going to work out, by the way. This is a 3/8 trap that we absolutely love. It's also a rounded bottom breakout that we absolutely love. So I'm going to be watching IWM. That's doing a pretty good job there. Q's is a type. It's a rounded bottom breakout, but it's not one I jump up and down about. It meets all the it meets some of the qualifications here, but not. It's not a rounded bottom breakout. Okay. We've got a nice double bottom here. We've got a nice rally up. We cleared that 50-period moving average. We're consolidating like we should. The next hurdle will be the 200-period moving average. And from there, now we can start chopping away at some of this resistance over here on the left. Let's take a look at a few charts. I do want to remind everybody, there's, how many are there here? There's 11. I'm going to only get through 5 or 6 of them. But if you want to see the other 11, just check out the Hit and Run Candlestick blog. There's a great write-up in there. Every day there's some news, some numbers, things you might need to know about, and take a look at that. Down below, there'll be all the trade ideas down there. Don't forget the Right Way Options blog is also on that page, so please go check it out. Okay. All right, so I'm going to look at Riot here. I like what Riot's doing. All I did today was put the buy box area on here, and in a perfect world, in a perfect world, where do you want to buy it? Well, you want to buy low. That's the name of the game. Buy low, sell high. But the fact of it is, not everybody buys low. So what's wrong with buying here if that's where you think it's going? So it just, if you're having trouble trading, ask questions. If you don't know what to do here, ask questions. This is what I think is an acceptable buy box. And once the position is bought, then you set your stop. Your stop can be set on logical areas of the chart. It also has to coincide to where you bought it. So for instance, if somebody says, I'm going to use that pivot low right here as a stop, and let's say you buy it right there, which I think is absolutely acceptable. I'm going to move that. There we go. So say you buy it at 22.67. Well, if that's the pivot low and your stop is 10% away, well, I think you're pump loco. So if it's bought up here, you just have to adjust the stop to work with your risk tolerances. One thing I like to do is look at a 3-bar chart during the day, and that will help me with that stop a lot. I use that 3-bar chart for that sort of thing an awful lot. So right now, right in there is the buy area. I'm going to be looking for that 200-period moving average as my first swing target. BABA, I think, is setting up. Here we've got a rounded bottom breakout. We're in a 3/8 trap. Our trend is working. There we go. Our trend is working here. Yes, it's still in a longer downtrend. Every trader's got to make their choice and look at your rules. If you look at this and you think, hey, that's not a trade for you, then for God's sakes, don't trade it. Not all trades are for everybody. The trade has to be for you. If you don't have a sheet of paper like this one with a set of rules, trading rules on it, if you don't look at it 100 times a day, you're missing the boat. If you don't look at a chart and on your trading rule list have boxes like this, down like that, okay. And if you look at this chart, does it meet this rule? Yes. Maybe this rule? Yes. Maybe this rule? Yes. Maybe this rule? No. Maybe this rule? No. Well, now you have to really take another look at this chart. So just because Joe Trader buys a position, it doesn't mean you should buy a position. You should have your rules set up because your rules are tailored for you. This is so important. We're talking risk tolerance. We're talking average trade size. We're talking if you trade the goals, you have to have a starting amount. You have to have a daily goal, a weekly goal, a monthly goal, annual goal, things like that. You've got to tailor your rules, your trade plan to you. It's not that you can't trade BABA, maybe. You just might not be able to trade it today. I mean, you might be one of these people that says, hey, BABA's in this downtrend right there. I'm not interested in buying it here. My hat's off to you. I think that's a great choice for you if that's your rule. Maybe you have to wait till it breaks out up here. And that's okay. That's the sign of a good trader. Net. I think net is setting up for me. I could see trading net down here. I could also see trading getting in down here. And I could also see getting in on a breakout. This is one of those bases that is working out. A nice base. And we have a lot of charts that are beat down right now because of the recent action in the market, the recent month or so in the market, 2 months, where a lot of stocks, let's see, arrow, there we go. A lot of stocks are beat down. A lot of good stocks are beat down. Good companies, they're beat down. And when I start seeing bases like this, then I'm going to start looking at those for a trade. Net is one of them. NVIDIA. This is a nice long base in NVIDIA. Nice consolidation. Accumulation is what this is. So we've got accumulation going on, and now we're starting to move up. Have you missed the trade? Well, this part of the trade maybe. But if you think NVIDIA can get back up to 334 or more, which I happen to think yes, then you've got a lot of room to make some money. Nice chart. PLTR is one. PLTR, look, 13 bucks. Man, this chart needs to be back up here, $40. This is a good company. There's no reason for it to be beat down like this, in my opinion. And here is that base right in here. Nice base. And see, price now is over that base. So to me, this has got lots of potential. This is not necessarily a one trade wonder. We all know that when stocks pop up, they're gonna pull back sooner or later. This is not the time to kick this trade out. PLTR is a piece of junk. Yada, 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 yada. It's just a chart. If you can't trade it, it's not the chart's fault. I hate to tell you this. It's not the chart's fault. And if you're making money on this and you close it out because your rules say, hey, I've met my goals, or maybe we hit some resistance, or maybe we put a candle in that you would rather take your profits on, great. Put this on your watch list, let it pull back, and then wait for that next move up, because it is doing exactly what we want a bullish chart to do right here. FSR is another one here. Look at this base in FSR. Absolutely fantastic. Fantastic base. We've got a rally up. We've got a nice pop out of the box setting up. And if we start to pop here, then we're going to break out of that base. We're still in that base, I think, right now. But the price action here is suggesting a pop to the upside. That's certainly what I'm going to look for. And then we can attack the 200 period moving average and then attack something up there. Okay, I run over my time. Again, check out the Hit Run Candlesticks blog, please. Take a read there. The rest of the trade ideas are down below, like LUMN, Nike, CBS, AMD, DGX are down below. You can also keep scrolling and you will see that all of the daily trade ideas, every day the blog stays there, just gets added to. And then don't forget Right Way Options. Their blog is out there. Doug posts it out there every single day. Anyway, thanks everybody. I appreciate it. We'll see you in a few minutes. And let's try to make a buck today, okay? Take care.